Hello, YouTube land, and welcome to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 83. 83, for those who speak Spanglish. I am your host, Dantes. Still with no background, and don't expect one anytime soon because I don't feel like it. And of course, joining me, like always, Caleones, who's joining me today on a special day to clarify because the big switch is turned to Caleones. So, how you doing, Caleones?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? How you doing, everybody? And yes, it is the big one. It is the second year birthday of the Nintendo Switch. We didn't really, plan to have the getting it out on the second birthday. It just happened to be on a Sunday, anyways. But we're gonna be celebrating it by talking about the Nintendo Switch, what it's meant. In the first 2 years and what we expect going forward. But Dantes, I know that you and me we have pretty much the same background. It's we're not in the same place. It's just that we're against our back wall. But
Hey, Calianes, I want to do something special today because I need to get my headphones. I want you to do the rigmarole today. So when I say go, you start the rigmarole, and I'll go get my headphones quickly, okay? One, two, three, go!
thank you everyone for coming over to the Getting and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 83, right here on the Force In Unison gaming channel. I am your host, Caleones. Dantes is here as well. He's actually more your host than I am, but since I'm doing the rigmarole, I'm saying that I'm the host. So, where can you see us? We actually do this podcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're probably going to be making some changes, possibly do it early in the morning. That way, people from Europe can tune in and be a part of it as well. So, there's going to be some changes coming in. Hey, toys. Hey, the Nintendo Zone. And yes, indeed, happy birthday, Nintendo. So, just so you know, Mondays, usually, this is how we're supposed to have it, not how we've been doing it lately. But you can expect from here on out, Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, PlayStation Mondays. Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Nintendo Wednesdays. Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Force In Unison streams. And like tonight, Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, they get in and get on the podcast. You can also go over to our SoundCloud and visit us at SoundCloud.com, the Force Unison Gaming channel. Rate us over there. Go over to our Facebook page, Force in Unison Gaming. Also, you can go ahead and go over to iTunes. Look for our Force Unison podcast, and you can also go to our webpage, fortununison.wordpress.com, so you can see any articles, any videos that we put up, anything like that. And I just want to do a quick shout out to Mike Tendo 64. So you can go over there. I also do some writing, some reviews, and you can see us on that channel. So guys, everybody, I'm trying to kind of like push it a little, waiting for Dantes to come back over here so he can get on this. But yes, today is the second birthday for the Nintendo Switch. Tell us on the chat what it is that you have loved about the Switch in this year or this second year. Looking back to the launch on March 3rd, 2017, how it came out with Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda game as a launch title with others as well, like Super Bomberman R and others. But this 2018 to 2019 year has been pretty special as well. The Nintendo Switch has been making records when it comes to the sales and looking at beyond 2019. What do you expect for this coming year, for the next one? Tell us all your stories about the Switch. Post them on there while we talk about the different news and the main topics that we have. We're gonna look back and cover it as well. So, guys, please just do it. Just comment on there. So I want to say, Toys on More Club and Nintendo Zone. I really do appreciate it. Hey, the Buttery Super Tuber. Hello, welcome to the chat. Yes, we are just getting started. And I guess you have a happy camper on there. So Dantes is still looking for the headphones, and just so you know, I'm here. And well, he's He has arrived. So Dantes, I've already done the whole rigmarole. We are going to get started for the main topics. And as soon as you wave and you tell me what it is, we are going to get started. And of course, everybody already knows his happy birthday, Nintendo Switch. Happy second birthday. And give me a thumbs up once you're ready. So Dantes.
Sorry. Okay, I found them.
We are done with the rigmarole.
Upside down right now. So
Yeah.
anyway, so yes, yeah, I know you. I already heard you talk about the 2-year anniversary of the Switch, big time. So look back, Caleones. What are your feelings about the first 2 years of the Switch, as the Switch had that impact on the video game industry that you expected originally?
Well, it's based on what we've already seen so far, based on what's already out, based on the pretty credible rumors that are swirling around, and based on what we can expect for the future. Yes, it has indeed had a big impact on the industry. It's made it, I guess, in a way possible to not only cater to some third-party companies out there, but also the indie scene is extremely big, and I think it's bigger than ever now, thanks to the help of the Nintendo Switch. But for the most part, it's even though I still believe 2018 was a year where the momentum that it had on 2017, it kind of like trade off a little. It slowed down a little, especially on the first and second quarter of the year. But of course, it ended up with a bang with Super Mario Party, Pokemon Let's Go, and Super Smash Ultimate. So I believe that we still haven't seen the best of the Nintendo Switch. It is still selling in record numbers. It seems like the month of January and February, and we're gonna get the February numbers pretty soon. But it seems like it's been selling better than it did the last year. And of course, there was no Nintendo Switch out in January and February of 2017, so those numbers at some point are going to catch up. But I think I'm really happy with the Switch. There are certain things that we've talked about it all the time that should already be there, like like some other applications, like having trophies, like having some more multimedia aspects to it, since it kind of feels like a tablet. But overall, I'm really happy with the system.
Okay, let me reflect, Caleones. 2 years of the Switch, big 2-0, right? So yes, let me get out the bad out of the way quickly. No online, no great online, no voice chat, no achievements. No multimedia apps on the system. A lot of things that are missing on the systems that is just, to me, it really makes it look archaic in a sense compared to the Xbox and PlayStation. So that's bad. But I wanted to get out of the way because I want to talk about the good now. If you compare this system to every Nintendo system that has come out, anyway, those systems did not have any multimedia aspect about it anyway. But Super NES, NES, N64, GameCube, Wii U, and the Switch. The Switch has a chance to become one of the greatest consoles that Nintendo has ever made. And I don't know if it will be the Super NES or the NES, because nostalgia is really hard. It's really tough for a lot of people. I never felt I'm a nostalgic person, Caleones. I always feel that I can move on. Like Final Fantasy was my favorite RPG of all time, but I was able to move on to Xenoblade Chronicles with no issues at all, right? My favorite games, most of them have come out of the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 era, because I feel that the storytelling aspect of those games has improved immensely. You see games like The Last of Us or God of War, and you compare games like that in the past, it's not the same. And I always been more a story-driven gamer, so that's why I feel that a lot of my top 10 games I come from current generations. I feel that Mario Galaxy is the best Mario 3D game of all time, where a lot of people still feel, because of nostalgia, that Mario 64 still is the best Mario game of all time, Caleones. But with all that said, That's why I can see it and see the big picture and say, you know, the Switch is the best console without a doubt since the Super NES. It's better than the N64 by a mile. I'm sorry, you N64 lovers out there. The N64 did not have games. The little that it had were good games. I'm not denying that, but it did not have games. That console was dry as hell. This console at least, because it got some third-party support, still not there, but still got some third-party support. The indie support has been strong. Plus, give it credit, the good first-party support that Nintendo has provided to this console has made it a really damn good console. And I put it this way, right? Right now, I'm playing Octopath Traveler. Finally got into the game. Game is good. I'm telling you guys, if you're an old school RPG, give me that feeling on playing Lunar. Not on story. I'm just saying more gameplay. Not on story. Not even close. I'm just saying gameplay. Lunar, Caleones can tell you, was one of my favorite RPGs of all time. But I thought that I had...
And if you had your backgrounds, you will be pulling the games right now to show everybody.
Yeah, all my 20 Lunar games. But my point is that you know, I moved on. I thought turn-based RPGs were boring, were bad. I like more action-oriented, like Xenoblade Chronicles type of battle system. But in playing this game, has made me realize that you can update that battle system and make it fun. And Octopath Traveler battle system is fire. It is really good. It is really fun. It is really fast, which is critical for me on a turn-based RPG. Why I'm saying that and bringing that example is because right now Octopath Traveler is taking me away from more plats. Like when the Wii U generation happened, I was averaging like 22 plats a year easily, 22 to 24 plats a year, because there was nothing to play on the Wii U. That is the truth, right? Wii U, okay, Wind Waker came out, the HD, play it for a little bit, I'm done, move on. Okay, Mario 3D World came out, hey, it was fun, quick, but it was a quick game. You beat it, you get the 100%, boom, I'm moving on, it's done, right? There was no new Zelda game in a sense. It came, Breath of the Wild did came, but at the end that was more of a Wii or of a Switch game, honestly. And then Xenoblade Chronicles X is the only game that I spent a lot of time on the Wii U. That is reality, is the only. So I were playing PlayStation up the ass. Last year, Caleones, I only had 16 plats. And this year, I only have had 2 plats. And we're already March. And 2 games has taken me away completely. Smash Bros. I think I finally crossed the 200-hour mark, Caleones, on Smash Bros. The other day, I still went online to play games. I said I was playing Link a lot. Let me try Link. Did really well online with Link. And then I also tried Roy. I was trying to get used to Roy playing. At first, I was struggling with Roy, and then I got my groove on with Roy and started winning with Roy. So again, there's that addictive aspect of Smash that you play online with it. Then this morning also, give it a try to Tetris 99. That game is damn fun too. I have to give it credit. That game is damn fun. The way that they did it, the aspect of it, how fast when you get into the 20 marks or so, and then he starts going really, really fast, and then people so just firing at you, attacking you. I still need to learn how to really defend and attack other people, but just the little that I played, fun game. And then Octopath Traveler, I'm already into the 12-hour mark on that game. That's a game that is going to be another easily 80-hour type of game, Caleones. You know what I'm saying? So again, the Switch it keeps taking me away from PlayStation and getting my plats. That is the biggest credit that I have to give the Switch. Is no other Nintendo console has taken me away from the PlayStation ecosystem like the Switch, because they get gems like Octopath Traveler. Never expected that game to be good. That's, to me, the first good damn RPG from Square in a long ass time. And I like I Am Setsuna. I Am Setsuna has a better story, to clarify. But the way the game looks and the battle system, not so good. The battle system is not bad, let me clarify. It's still turn-based too, but it's active turn-based. But this battle system just grabs you because it's faster. So Octopath Traveler, the way it looks, the music is really damn good too, compared to I Am Setsuna. So it's a gem. Mario and Rabbids, never expected me to put over 50 hours in that game. Did a really damn good game. Breath of the Wild, what can I say about Breath of the Wild? Over 300 hours on that game. Grabbed me also, play it on normal and then play it on hard, and then did the Master Sword challenge on hard too, because that is fun when that game gets challenging. It's too bad that as you level up, the game does become easy. And then Xenoblade Chronicles, I put over 500 hours with that game and the expansion. I love that game immensely. Yes, it is not better than Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Maybe nostalgia is talking, but still, it is a damn good RPG, Caleones. Mario Odyssey. I agree. I did not like the game as much as Mario Galaxy. Not even close. I think the game is too easy, in my opinion. But it's still a damn good game. I'm not taking anything away from that game. I put 100 hours exactly, says my console there. And then you trickle in those games, Transistor, that I think deserve more love in the system, that they're coming over in the system, right? Mario Kart, another fun game that you play, you have fun, you go online, you have a good time with you and your family. Splatoon, I'm not a Splatoon fan, but I seen a lot of people enjoying Splatoon. Splatoon has a vibrant community. I'll bet you Anthem right now wishes it had Splatoon's community. So anyway, all I'm saying is that the system has impressed me, Caleones, in the way that has grabbed me and taken away from the time. Did I ever expect that Smash Bros. Did I put 200 hours to Smash Bros? You know what I expected for Smash, Caleones? 20 hours, just do the basic stuff, like every other Smash that I bought in the past. But this Smash to me is better, is faster. Everything feels like tight. So I like this Smash. For me, it just clicked finally. So anyway, what my saying is that is one after the other. I still haven't played Pokemon Go. I want to give it a shot too. It's just too many stuff to do. But after Octopath Traveler, I'm moving to Bloodborne. I'm sorry, Nintendo fans. I need to get to Bloodborne, because if not, I have to turn over my PlayStation cred card. You know what I'm saying? So Bloodborne is next after Octopath Traveler. Honestly, guys, I was going to play Bloodborne first, but I said, before I started, I said one night, I only have an hour to play. Let me just pick up Octopath Traveler again, just continue a little bit. And that hour at night became 3 hours. And then the next day, after work, you got another 3 hours. And now this Sunday, I put a couple of hours. So now I'm up to 12 hours. So I never expected Octopath Traveler. Bloodborne's sitting right there. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll play it. But then I go back to Octopath Traveler, and I'll get to Bloodborne. Again, this is Nintendo's. The Switch has games that you don't expect to grab you, and you spend that much time. And like Reggie said one time, they're competing for time. It was a stupid ass excuse, but we all competing for time. I'm sharing time between Switch and PlayStation. I'm barely even playing Steam right now. So it's just, we don't have enough time. So you have to pick and choose the games that you have to play. So to me, again, the best thing I can say about the Switch, why I feel it's the best console since the Super NES, is because it keeps taking me away. And it has a lot of gems in there that just keeps pulling me away. And Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming, Caleones. So again, there's another game that I know I'm going to spend a lot of time if it's as good as Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS. So I got stuff to look for. Hopefully someday Pikmin 4 will get announced. I know that there's some other games that you could be the next gem. Astro Chain, right? Is that what it's called? Could be a game that surprises you and grabs you, and then you keep playing it like an Octopath Traveler, right, Caleones? So the games that could keep surprising you are not stopping from the Switch, and that's a great compliment. So to me, the 2 years of the Switch, when the Switch ends, I'm gonna remember that console fondly, Caleones, because it had a lot of damn good games, and I have spent way many more hours that I ever expected to spend on a Nintendo system. This is coming from a Sony guy, and I think that's the best compliment I could give it. Anyway, your turn. Sorry for the long run. I just wanted to relive and kind of give the props and kind of like reflections of the Nintendo Switch first 2 years.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if I can say it better than you just did. It's so different. I guess we're kind of used to, especially with Nintendo kind of like tailing off Not on the Wii U, because the Wii U was it was a catastrophe when it came to the console itself, because it went from 101 Wii's down to like 13 millions uh, Wii U's. So it was basically going down almost 90% from the previous sales. But if we're honest with ourselves, even though the Wii sold great as a console, but especially the last year, 2 years, um, it barely had any games. It barely had any games coming out. And like you said, and you've said it before, and you said it many
It's
times,
dry.
Nintendo first party games were the ones that sold the most on the Wii. Third party games, indie games, those were not really selling there. But not only are first party games selling great on the Switch, but they're selling at a higher percentage than the ones that they did on the Wii. But also third-party games, also indie games. Those are selling great on the system. So it's like something special about the system where everybody is motivated by how great it's doing. They're buying droves and droves of games. I know that Sony made an announcement that every person that gets the PlayStation 4, they've bought like 9 or 10 games, or maybe it could be as high as 11. With the Nintendo Switch, the same thing is happening as well. A lot of people are buying games, and not just first party games, all kinds of games. So it's been great. And like I said, it's only gonna get better. 2019, even though again we're starting out the year a little bit slow, but we're gonna have big games coming out. So I I I just cannot wait. I've got such a great experience with the Switch so far, and I think it's gonna get even better.
So the only thing I was gonna say, you talk about the Wii. I love the Wii, and I'm a Wii defender because Nintendo did had great first party games on that system, but it did not. There was no games outside of Nintendo first party games that contemplated that system that added the added hump that we're getting from the Switch. Because with the Switch, I keep saying it, this is the first system that has grabbed the hardcore gaming market. Uh, in what I mean, in a big way. Like Sony fans are buying the Switch. Xbox fans are buying the Switch because, again, I always said it. The Switch has a great attractive value in this sense. It's the best secondary supplemental console for a lot of gamers, right? PC gamers are buying the Switch. You say, "Oh, I can take it on the go." Adults are buying the Switch because we live busy lives and we need to do stuff outside. So we get those little times of grinding with the Switch on RPGs, which are perfect for the Switch because of that time that you get to grind when you're on the bank or whatever. So again, the Switch has something that has attracted everybody for real this time. Like the Wii, I know it sold the most that generation, but I always say it was the worst because it sold the worst software out of the three that generation. Uh, because it attracted casuals, and casuals just bought Wii Sports or maybe Mario Galaxy or maybe Mario Kart, and that was it, right? Where the hardcore fan base on the Switch are buying the Mario Odyssey, the Breath of the Wild, but then they're going and buying the Doom, and proving, playing games like Fortnite being viable, Warframe being viable on the Switch, um, games that you didn't expect to sell. Octopath Traveler was the number one game for a couple of months in sales. Octopath Traveler, what the hell? Anybody expected Octopath Traveler to be a system seller? I remember many episodes that we were like, how in the hell this game is becoming a system seller? Because when the Octopath Traveler came out, the Switch won those months. So it's just surprising how how many genres are in this system available. If you like RPGs, there's RPGs for you. If you like battle royale games, there's battle royale games for you. If you like platformers, there's platformers for you. If you like open world games, there's open world games. And not only Breath of the Wild, you got Skyrim there too. If you like shooters, you got your Doom there for you. So again, you got your fighting games right now. You got the top fighting game in the world, I think, in Smash for you right there. Mortal Kombat 11 is coming for the Switch, Caleones. So you're having a lot of options. I would say the Switch was always a console about options. The way you play, That's it. One pass we haven't even touched about the Switch. It's the way you can play with the system. Is so many options. You can take your controllers out and play them separately. You can put them in the little handle to put the two Joy-Cons in there. You can play a handheld mode with the Joy-Cons on. You can just dock it in the system and just play with your Pro controller. There's so many options to play the system that's what I think it needs to be given the most credit to this system. It's options. It gives you a lot of options. Now, if Nintendo could fix their online issues and their lack of services, I guess you could put it that way, then things will get better. And I think they could do it. But even if they don't fix that, Caleones, I already say that once the generation ends, that the Switch will be up there, over. And I know a lot of Nintendo fans, hardcore Nintendo fans, quickly, N64, GameCube. Guys, I have a bad news for you. Those systems were not that good. I am sorry to say those systems were not that good. It had good quality, small amount of games, but they were not that good. They were not as complete as the Switch is showing right now. So that's my final thoughts. Any final thoughts, Caleones, on the 2 years of the Switch?
No, I mean, like I said, just I guess setting the expectations for the coming year. Yes, we have a big summer of games coming out. On the previous Nintendo Direct, one of the games that you mentioned is Astro Chain, which was a game that nobody knew about it, and it's just one more game for the Nintendo Switch that's going to be exclusive for the system and out this year as well. So there's still going to be more surprises. There's still going to be more things in store. E3 is going to be in the summer, and most of the games that we had on the previous Nintendo Direct were announced for the summer and fall. So we still need, like fall, winter, and the first quarter of 2020 as well. So there's a lot of things going around. There's rumors about Nintendo's collaboration with Microsoft about Xbox Live, xClouds, and a bunch of other stuff. There's rumors about a Switch Mini coming out maybe this year, a Switch Pro at some point in the future. But regardless of what the rumors are, I believe it. The message is clear. Nintendo has found the perfect console to make, which is a hybrid console, giving you the best of like home gaming and gaming on the go, and especially that gaming on the go aspect is something that unless Sony were to release the PS Vita 2 or something else, and unless Microsoft were to release a handheld, is something that they cannot really compete against, and something that Nintendo traditionally has always been the best at, which is handheld gaming. So at least this is something that Nintendo can really rely on and continue to be at the top of the market. But yes, being a home console as well, it does give you additional incentives for it. But yeah, it's just making the full cycle. Like one of the games that we're going to be talking about is from the new Pokemon Direct that just aired this past week. That's a game that was always on handhelds, especially the main series. Now it's gonna be on the Switch. So they all those great games from the 3DS, from the DS, from those traditionally they are coming over to the Nintendo Switch. So it's just gonna get better. But hopefully the negatives that we talked about at the beginning, hopefully those will be addressed. Hopefully we'll see the achievements. Hopefully we'll see messaging. We'll see chat and those things at some point addressed on the system. So yeah, that's the last thing that we have for this, and we can move on.
So with that, Calvin, is talking about future for the Switch. Let's move to a big future, I think, because this is gonna be probably a big game at the end of the year, kind of like Smash was for the Switch in the Christmas time. This game could be big. Which game I'm talking about, Caleones? Please go ahead and say.
Well, the game is Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, and no Pokemon Gun. I know everybody's excited about Pokemon Gun, but that's fake. It doesn't exist. But yes, Pokemon Sword and Shield are the new Generation 8 Pokemon games coming out on the Nintendo Switch. So, like I said, the big transition from handhelds over to this hybrid home console on the Switch is going to be the Pokemon, and that's undeniably like this is what I think is going to happen. And you correct me if I'm wrong, but when the Nintendo was getting ready to release Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you said that that game was gonna move console, that that game was a big console mover, that it was one of the biggest titles for the system, and it sold even
And
better than
I
everybody
said
else.
too,
Yeah,
it was the biggest Nintendo IP too. I said that it was
yeah,
even bigger than Mario, Zelda, and all those games. So to clarify, just saying,
yes.
just saying.
Yeah. So and no, but yeah, and even though you said that, it still sold better than everybody anticipated. So it just exploded on the Switch. It's been on going on record numbers. If it's not now, in a couple of months, it's going to be the highest selling fighting game of all time. So that's how big it is. But this Pokemon game might put Ultimate to shame. So, I mean, that's how huge Pokemon is, not only for the Nintendo Switch, of course, but for Nintendo as a whole, because it is the biggest entertainment IP in the world. In the world. That's how big Pokemon is. So, I guess we can take a little bit of time now to say more or less what we anticipate from the game once it comes out. So tell me what you think about Sword and Shield, and tell me what you anticipate of the reception and sales when the game comes out.
So this game could have a huge opportunity of becoming as big as Smash, and let me explain why. There's two movies which we'll talk about later in the news burst coming out this year, specifically Detective Pikachu. And this is coming even from me. Every trailer that comes out, the movie looks fun. I'm interested in seeing it, and I was like, Detective Pikachu, that crap? No, that's how I was. And I saw the first trailer, and I said, this is looking good. And then I saw a second trailer too, and I was like, this is looking good. So that movie comes out this year, Caleones. And now you have a new Pokemon generation game that is also going to have first generation Pokemon too, because you can see Pikachu even showing up in the trailer. Plus a new engine, new world, again, finally a Pokemon game that looks enticing, because I never was huge into the portable Pokemon games because they look small. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm a graphics whore. I'm playing Octopath Traveler to clarify, but I'm just saying that I wanted something bigger. So I can see this game attracting a lot of people. It is not the evolution that I thought they should have done, like Breath of the Wild, but at the same time, they're positioning this game with the movie that could lead into new fans coming into. They added first generation Pokemon because then you have the Pokemon Go people who just came and played the game. They could probably transfer their Pokemons from Pokemon Go to this new generation Pokemon. So that's why they had to put Generation 1 Pokemons in this game, basically. That's the truth about it. You have this new fan base of Pokemon Go players that have their Pokemons. They collected their Pokemons. They want to use them. They're probably going to be able to use it on this new Pokemon game. I'm betting you that, Caleones. So you got two items. You got the Pokemon Go game. You have the movie. And you have this game being at least a graphical update to the franchise, Caleones, that could lead into big. I wanted to show the gameplay, but I decided not to because Nintendo's kind of weird with Pokemon footage sometimes. Go and watch the
They've
trailer.
been blocking a lot of the Pokemon Direct reaction videos and things like that. So
Yeah.
we're better off not doing it.
Yeah, I suspected at that, Caleones. I know Nintendo has got better with YouTubers, but there's still some shitty actions once in a while.
The Pokemon Company on that one.
Yeah, okay. It's still both kind of the same shit. But anyway, still, I didn't want to show you. Go watch the trailer. You guys can see the new region. I think it looks promising. The way they're using more European culture in this one. It reminds me more like a Nino Kuni type of graphics with a little bit Yokai Watch type of graphics. So that's really good. I think that's gonna attract a lot of people. And again, showing that you have first generation Pokemon will bring the people who are gonna watch this movie in the summer. If the game does not sell as good as Ultimate, I'll be surprised, Calian. I may be wrong. I still think it will move consoles, to clarify. I still think it's a system seller. I still don't know that I would say it's bigger than Smash though. That's that one I'm still but it should sell close to Smash because it has everything set up to sell that way, Caleones. It has everything ready to roll to sell that way. That's my impressions. Now, question. Last two, my final thoughts, so I can let you discuss what you feel about the trailer. Am I planning to buy it or play it? I do not know at this time. I've never been a huge Pokemon guy. I admit it. Caleones knows it. I am not a bullshitter with exclusives. If I'm not interested in it, I'm not buying it. It doesn't matter if it's one of my favorite systems. So I'm gonna wait and see, wait the reviews, wait how the games go, wait if they did a really good evolution of the game, and then I'll decide by myself. But I cannot take away from the power that the game is gonna bring and it's looking good, like a graphical evolution of the series. But anyway, go ahead, Callens. What are your thoughts on Pokemon Sword and Shield?
Okay, so first impressions about the game is, yeah, especially the official reveal. So I know, a lot of people were a little skeptical, thinking that when Pokemon Let's Go was announced, was shown, yes, they made certain changes to where you don't have to, like, really, fight the Pokemon. You can just, like, capture them. But they made, some good changes as well, where you can see the Pokemon on the in the overworld, and and see them in the world itself. That's something that we haven't seen yet from Pokemon Sword and Shield. So it seems like it's just going to
They
be
didn't
random
brought that back.
encounters.
That's
Yeah.
sad. That's sad. That's the only bad part. But anyway, keep going, Kanye.
But even though Pokemon Let's Go looked pretty good, like, the game does look good, the jump from Pokemon Let's Go to Sword and Shield, I think it's pretty substantial. Like, it's pretty big. Yes, it's not Breath of the Wild open world, but from what they showed, they show a little open world ish, to where you can see more of the towns, more of the world. You can travel a little bit more. You're not just kind of like forced to go through, like, the paths themselves, like on the other Pokemon games. So at least we get a little bit more liberty out of them. Also, they've moved the camera down, so the camera itself is not as high as it used to be. It's more downward, so you can see more of the environments as well. So that I like that change as well. And of course, like you said, the graphics, the animations, it is looking really great. I know that you did say Yokai Watch, because Yokai Watch 4, it's another game that's looking really good as well on the Switch. So I first impressions, like I said, great. I think the game itself is gonna sell really, really good, especially considering that Pokemon Let's Go was a game that was, I'll say, a little bit controversial, or not controversial, but it was more divisive. A lot of people either loved the game or they hated it. There was not really any in between, and a lot of people didn't really get it because they knew that, well, they're working on the Generation 8 Pokemon game, so we can just wait until that one, because this one's not a real generation; it's just a remake of the first one. But the game still sold. I mean, the game still shipped. I'm gonna make a correction on there. It still shipped over 10 million copies by the end of December. By December 31st, it had already shipped over 10 million copies. So that tells you that if a game as divisive as Pokemon Let's Go, a game that some people don't really consider, one of the main ones because it's just a remake of a previous game, a game that they released, even though everybody knew Pokemon Generation 8 would be shown at some point this year and released this year, and it still shipped over 10 million copies. That tells you that if that game was able to do that, Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to eclipse that, and it's just going to, I mean, outright do better than any other entry or recent entry from the Pokemon franchise. So I believe, if, as like the same way that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is gonna end up as the highest selling game in the franchise, Pokemon Let's Go will end up being the highest selling game in the franchise as well. And by the time Pokemon Sword and Shield comes out, again, it's gonna be during the holiday season. They haven't really mentioned, but based on history, they always release Pokemon games in November, so we can probably expect it. We can expect certain bundles and things like that. But I do want to say that Pokemon Sword and Shield, at least going by Amazon and the pre-orders, the game already sold out. It's already sold out on Amazon. So we're gonna see how long it takes until they bring it out. But yes, it's already sold out on Amazon, and I believe the only game comparable to it, and not even close, was Marvel Spider-Man, which is sold out as well, but it took a lot longer time than Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that tells you the game has a lot of momentum, a lot of people going forward, and wait until they do the bundles and everything else that Nintendo loves to do with their main game. So I can see it. Hopefully, I mean, it being really looking for the glass half full, and with history on its side, I think is going to end up as the highest selling Pokemon game ever.
We shall see, Caleones. We shall see how good the game does. I think it will do fine. I mean, the excitement is there, and if you're saying it's sold out already, and plus, how Pokemon Company likes to put that twice the same game, just you get a different how you call it, unique, right? Pokemon or unique.
It works. It works.
Yeah, I know it's crazy, right? I don't know how it works honestly, but still, props for the hustle. You can't blame him for the hustle.
I'll say a worse thing is releasing a double LP, like a double CD, and counting that as two sales instead of one. That's what we should be complaining about, not releasing two separate games and buying them. Those are still individual copies.
Okay. Well, with that said, we're done with hot topics, Caleones. So let's move quickly into Onuma's news burst. So, Caleones, what is the first piece of news?
So the first piece of news, and it's probably not really going to matter for you at least, because if you get to play this game, you're probably going to play it on the PlayStation 4 just so you can get a trophy. But there are rumors that Persona 5S will be coming to the Nintendo Switch this fall. I know that they've said separate rumors. One is that Persona 5S is coming to the Switch. Another one is that Persona 5 Vanilla is coming to the Switch, and Persona 5S is coming to the.
I thought it was R. Persona 5R.
5R or something like that. So there's two rumors running around. But what those rumors coincide is that yes, Persona 5 at some point will be coming out on the system. If it comes out, Dantes, is that really going to be a big surprise for us?
No. I mean, we've been saying it for a while. I'll tell you a bigger prediction, Caleones, and I'm predicting that Persona 6 will be coming to the Switch and a PlayStation console at the same time. Put it in the bank.
Okay. Then my question would be, if Persona 6 releases on the PS4 and on the
PS5 Switch.
Or PS5, PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
On which one is it going to sell the most copies?
That's a good question. I think because it's going to come out at the same time, it's probably going to sell on the Switch the most because of the Japanese market. Persona is still the biggest. I know Persona sold really well on the Americas on this go around, but the hardcore fan base is still in the Japanese culture or Japanese region. So I would say that because the Switch is selling so well in Japan, and Japan is being dominated by the Switch, that he got a chance to sell the most on the Switch. Now, what could help PlayStation is where it sells better in the Americas and having it possibly in two systems, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. The reason I say that is because they did it with Persona 5. It got released on PlayStation 3, even though everybody bought it on PlayStation 4, right? So let's just say by the numbers, right now Persona is on 2 million sold on PlayStation, right? You may lose some sales when the Switch comes around, or expand the sales through, because now you get more people buying on the Switch. Or what Atlus could be smart is what Square has been smart, playing the game with the Switch, where they released Dragon Quest 11, to give you an example, first on the PlayStation 4. So hardcore fans go, oh, I need to buy it. And then they drop it on the Switch with more content and soundtrack improvements, all that stuff. And then there's the Japanese people who are double dippers, and then they buy the game again because they want it portable. That would be the smart thing to do for Atlus. That's how you sell more. But I still stand with my prediction, even though I said that. I still stand with my prediction that I feel Persona 6 will come up in both systems day one at the same time. But that is all dependent to add how well Persona 5 R or Persona 5 Vanilla, whatever comes on the Switch, sells on the system. That's the only thing.
Okay, so one more question before we move on. You said that Persona 5 has sold over 2 million copies on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes out on the Switch, do you think it's gonna sell at least 1 million copies?
Yeah, I think so. I'll say yes. Let me give hope to the Switch. I want to give props. People are buying games on the Switch. A lot of Nintendo fans are hyped for this game. I know they're far few between, and what I mean with that is one single console owners. To clarify, in this generation, it's rare to have a single console owner. Everybody owns at least 2 systems, to clarify. But at least the few that have a single console that only, for example, I'm not trying to make fun of them or anything like that. If you only own a Nintendo system because that's the games that you like, then they're excited because they haven't had a chance to play Persona 5. And, it's proven that Switch fans do like RPGs. You can see it with Octopath Traveler. You can see it with Xenoblade Chronicles. You can see it with Tale of Vesperia, who sold really well on the Switch. You can see it with Ys, which sold well on the Switch too. So again, Nintendo fans have proven, or Switch fans, let me clarify, Switch fans have proven that they do like RPGs on the system. So I could see people buying, and I could see selling 1 million. Plus, you're gonna have the double dippers in Japan, who, because they want it portable, they may buy on the Switch again.
Okay, so moving on with the next piece of news, and we already talked. You mentioned it a little, but yes, aside from getting the Pokemon Direct release this past week, we also had the new trailer for Pokemon 2. The new trailer 2 for Detective Pikachu release. What do you think about the new trailer? How excited is it making you about the movie? And do you think this is gonna be one of the best video game to movies adaptations we've ever seen?
So let's mix the other trailer too. So the other trailer that came out too is they're remaking the Pokemon movie, the original Pokemon movie, where is Mewtwo's evolution, right? They're remaking it like on a Pixar.
Yeah, the Mewtwo Strikes Back movie.
Yeah, yes. Mewtwo Strikes Back movie, that like a Pixar type of movie, Caleones. So bringing this.
Well, aside from Pixar, I think it was more so like my impression of it is I'm a little more Robot Chicken. But you can.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I'm just saying more computer generated. That's what I mean. So both trailers came out this week, and I'll say this for Pokemon Detective Pikachu. I think it will end up being the best video game movie of all time, just for the simple fact that all video game movies adaptations suck, and everybody talks about Mortal Kombat 1 as one of the best. Go back and watch that movie. It is not that good. It was the best thing that was available at that time.
It is still one of the best, regardless of the new ones that have come out.
Yeah.
But that's because the other ones have been pretty terrible. I mean there's nothing really else to look forward to.
I mean, Resident Evil, Blood Rain. What else has come out crappy? Street Fighter. Oh my God, Street Fighter was bad. You can say Wreck-It Ralph was a great video game movie. I don't consider that a video game movie. I'm talking about a video game IP taking and making a movie and be successful. Pokemon Detective Pikachu has the chance. It's our last hope that they can finally take video game movies and do it right. And if you keep it, and here's the good part, Caleones, I would say about the Pokemon Detective Pikachu, is they're taking the material and they're not trying to change it. Or like, when they were talking about the Uncharted movie and they wanted to change the Uncharted movie about a band of brothers who hunt treasures, and now they're even changing the Uncharted movie. Tom Holland supposedly is in the lead. They want a young Nathan Drake. Still can be good, but if you stay away too much from the source material, that's where it hurts the movie, right? You can see how many people were happy about the little short film that they did for Uncharted, because it stayed through with the material, even though it was a little bit crappy. Still, people were excited about that. So my point to that is the Detective Pikachu movie, the reason people are excited is because it's staying true to the source material and making their own changes, but keeping it fun, keeping it true, and keeping it funny. People like funny movie. So I honestly believe this movie will be the best video game movie of all time.
Yeah, what I'm really loving is, aside from the trailer and the design for different Pokemons, is how Ryan Reynolds is promoting the movie. How he's doing it in social media. How he's doing it with like different
Like Deadpool.
videos. Do you see the video that came out where he's talking about how as soon as he learned that he got the role of Detective Pikachu, that he got in character, just to be able to like play the part of a Pokemon. So he became a Pikachu basically to get into the role. He forgot that he had a wife and kids and family just so he can get into the character. So it's been really fun. It's I know that a lot of people complain about, hey, but that's Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. Oh, Deadpool is just Ryan Reynolds. But
That's how I
still,
feel about this, though. That's up to me. It's Ryan Reynolds just speaking in a Pikachu voice. But hey, if it works, it works. Who cares? But it is not like he's working so hard to get into his part. Trust me, it's
yeah,
not that tough. So
yeah. Like I mean, on the video that his wife even says that like he's not even changing his voice for the character. He's just using his same
yeah,
voice.
that's what I'm saying. Deadpool became Pikachu. That's basically it.
Yeah, so but it's really fun. The movie is not really taking itself too seriously at all. It is a comedy, but the movie looks good. Like it looks good as well, and it's something about the promotion that they're doing, the trailers that we've seen. Maybe the trailers is just a collection of the best parts of the movie, and the movie, the rest of the movie sucks. But what we've seen right now is that it's going to be a fun movie. It's going to be 2 more months. So next week is going to be Captain Marvel coming out, but in 2 months is when we finally going to be able to see Detective Pikachu, and hopefully, like you said, hopefully it will end up as the best video game movie ever. I know that some people were hoping that would be Tomb Raider last year, but that one didn't really do
Yeah.
good at all. So it,
Uh,
it
I was gonna say quickly, just moving straight into the remake, I guess, of the first Pokemon movie. Are you liking the art style, or are you interested in watching this movie?
Well, I mean, I do like the art style. I like that they're not just recreating the the hand drawn art from the beginning. So they're not just doing an HD version of the original movie. They're actually going out and doing a full on remake of the film. So it's not a remaster. It's a remake in video game terms. But yes, I'm really liking it, and I hope that they continue to put this because it tells you that they're putting a lot of effort into it. They're putting a lot of money into it, and they're really confident that the movie is going to do well. I believe the original Pokemon movie, when it came out in theaters back in either '99 or 2000, I believe it actually ended up getting a box office of over $100 million in theaters. So it was huge. Yeah, it was a great deal, especially for an animated movie. So hopefully there's going to be the same thing's going to happen. They know that, like you said, movies like Wreck-It Ralph or anything from Pixar, from Disney Animated Studios, from Illumination and those. There's millions and millions and millions and well hundreds of millions of dollars to be had. So they're just going all out, and hopefully it's gonna do good as well. But yeah, it's looking good. Only thing is that is probably not anything that we haven't seen before. So for those of you that have already like follow the story, seen the original movies, cartoons, and things like that, it's gonna pretty much touch like most of the same notes. So it's not gonna be completely new like Detective Pikachu, where yes, it's coming out of a video game, but the movie is doing it in a different way. So and not a lot of people play Detective Pikachu like they play the Pokemon games and seen the cartoons and everything or the anime. So this element of surprise is probably not on this one, but nostalgia is pretty big, and the changes that they're doing in the graphics and how it looks, it is big as well. So I think is going to do pretty great.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay, so the next one, and again, we're talking about older games being remade into new generations. We are talking about the Resident Evil series. So basically, Resident Evil 0, 1, and 4 are going to be arriving on May 21st on the Nintendo Switch. I believe that they said Games are gonna be what, like $30 or so. I
So
don't know the
that's a
price.
controversy.
Yeah.
So they're charging the what they call the Switch tax on the game, even though the game is most of it is digital. There's one collection that it has a physical release that has all three games, but only one game is contained in the cartridge. So Capcom is kind of being greedy about this one. You know, Capcom has been getting the goodwill of people. You know, Resident Evil 2 was fire. Devil May Cry 5, depending how they do microtransactions, which I'm waiting and I haven't bought it, which is sad because I want to play the game. Uh, but maybe we'll see with Devil May Cry 5 and Resident Evil 2 and Monster Hunter. Capcom has been getting a lot of money and getting the goodwill back. But again, a lot of fans were mad. That's why I put this news here because they're charging. You can find these games digitally for $20 on PlayStation and Xbox, and they're charging 30 individually for the games on the Nintendo platform. So I don't know. It will sell. You know, I know Mega Man kind of was similar in a sense how they treated that Mega Man collection. And also Capcom, you're talking about the same people who tried to sell you Street Fighter 2 for like $40 when the Switch came out. I don't know. We shall see. If you don't want it, just don't buy it. Don't support it, and go from there. I was kind of interested maybe buying Resident Evil 1 on the Switch so I could have it portable. But I'm now with this. I don't know. I didn't want to play it on PlayStation because it's a long ass plat, and I really didn't want to, didn't want to do it. So I was just wanted to just play for the story, just to know the story, and then that way I can be ready for the remake of Resident Evil 3, which is a big rumor that's going around, right? So we'll see. We shall see. Maybe I'll wait, and Capcom will lower the price. That's probably better. Just wait, and then maybe Capcom will put the price similar to the PlayStation and Xbox. So.
Well, but what we do know, and if you look at the Nintendo Switch eShop, Final Fantasy IX is number one and has been number one for the past month since the last Nintendo Direct came out. It's been number one on the Switch eShop. So a lot of people and the game is $20. So it's a game that it's $20. That's the original game. It's not really any remake or anything like that. Where these Resident Evil games, it's not the Resident Evil 2 remake like those, but Resident Evil 0, 1, and 4, they've actually been remade. Resident Evil 4, it does have the GameCube graphics, and I believe it's the HD version, if you want to say it that way. So what that tells you is that, like you said, and you said it many times, nostalgia is pretty big. People are always looking for these kind of games. Final Fantasy 9 is proof that it doesn't matter how much the games cost. Final Fantasy 9, 20, I think it's $21 instead of 20 on the Switch, but it's still number one for the past month on the eShop. I believe, especially when it comes to Resident Evil 4, that one is probably going to be on the top for a couple of weeks as well. But overall, I see that Resident Evil games are selling pretty good, or really good, I should say.
Okay, we shall see, Caleones. Let's go to the next one.
Okay, so the next piece of news is that they have announced a new update for Splatoon 2. The update is going to be coming out in mid-March, but hold your horses. Don't jump out of excitement because it's probably just going to be one of those adjustments, just to calibrate the game and fix certain things. So don't really expect any new gear, any new weapons, or anything like that. I believe that Nintendo's probably done already with, for the most part when it comes to updating the game itself. So don't get too excited about this one. Hopefully we'll be surprised by something, but I think by this point now, Nintendo is putting Splatoon 2 on the shelf and possibly little by little working on Splatoon 3. I think that's what they're doing. So don't expect anything out of this one. Um, Going over with the next one, and this one is going to be the last piece of news that we're going to be covering, is that there is, quote unquote, an unnamed Tokyo video game company that is recruiting for a new 3D RPG, and that is going to be a big Nintendo Switch title. So what does that tell you, Dantes? I don't know.
it just tells me that, again, you're gonna get every RPG under the sun in the system, which is great. I think it's great, and you expect every RPG release, unless it's a big AAA RPG, which those are rare. Remember that Japanese company has kind of stayed away from that AAA environment in a sense, aside from Squaresoft with Final Fantasy 15. You'll get every RPG in the system, which is great. Again, I don't want to, but I said it here. I said that that crowd from the Vita were gonna migrate to the Switch, and you have to remember the Vita was surviving thanks to the RPG crowd. Now the Vita is officially dead because that RPG crowd migrated as soon as the Switch dropped, basically. So it is fine. It is what it is. Vita had to die. But
Vita officially died last week.
Yeah, correct. And which, again, it was in life support, trust me, for a long ass time. So again, no surprise. Every RPG is coming to the Switch. We will come. And it's fine. Hey, you know what? I'm happy is that both Nintendo fans and PlayStation fans both get to play every RPG under the sun. Xbox needs to fix that, but maybe not. The way Xbox going, maybe they don't even care. So anyway, go ahead, Caleones. Since I think that's it. With that, we're done. Quickly moving because we're in an hour mark, so we need to end the show quickly. And let's go quickly to Shigeru's supermarket. Go ahead, Caleones.
Okay, so we are going to be talking about the games that have released this past week on the Nintendo eShop. So from starting on February 26th, Warhammer Quest, Trials Rising Standard Edition. This is the other game, not the demo. The Lego Movie 2 video game, Sky Hill, Remilore, Rat Rogers Radical Edition, Shadow of Light Ultimate Edition, plus Valiant Hearts The Great War, The Lost Light of Sisu, Pixel Devil and the Broken Cartridge, Dark Quest 2, World 3 Marquette, Void, Space War Arena, Ninja Village, My Girlfriend is a Mermaid, Monster Dynamite, Johnny Turbo's Arcade, Super Real Darwin, Isneo, Fimble, Deltarune Chapter 1, Crash Dummy, Constructor Plus, Batloon, Ape Out, Anodyne, Neo Geo's The Ultimate 11, SNK Football Championship, Treasure Stack, Toe Jam and Arrow Back in the Groove, Tardy, Sword and Soldiers 2, Swarmageddon, Shred 2, Free Ride Mountain Biking, Queen Quest 2, Stories of Forgotten Past, Pirates, Pinball, Klondike, Solitaire, History 2048, Creepy Road, Awesome P, and Riddled Corpses EX, Dantes, and I know that it was available for pre-download before, but I think Deltarune Chapter 1 is the biggest game out of here. That's from the makers of Undertale, which is, I know right now, one of Dantes' favorite type of game. So you had a lot of fun with that one. This is kind of like not necessarily a sequel, prequel. It's more like so based on the same world, but everybody should play it out as well. It is a really fun game. So I think that's my pick of the week, Dantes.
Agreed, that's mine too. And also a shout out to Chico Maldonado who's just joined us. What's up, Chico? Anyway, with that, let's start ending the show, Caleones, because I think even not enough big field news, but a couple of good topics to talk. And again, happy birthday, Switch. 2 years in the market, really doing a good job. I'm really happy about the system. I really am. So good job, Nintendo, and keep dropping those big hitters. I want that Luigi's Mansion to be fired, Nintendo. And if you can drop me that Monolith Soft new game whenever you want, this E3 sounds perfect time. Just say. Drop that sucker too. Anyway, Caleones. With that said, Caleones, let's put that sweet music here. Okay. I want to thank everybody who came through and watched us on the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 83, right here at the Force In Unison gaming channel. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and hit that bell. Please hit that bell so you can make these two crazy MS happy. Also, remember, you can get this podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes for free. Rate us over there so you can show some love. Also, Description box below. We're not hitting the description box. It's awful right now. So Caleones has been put on a couple of videos. Go watch.
This week is going to be picking up. This is the week that is going to pick up again.
We'll try. We shall see. But Caleones dropped 2 videos. Go watch those 2. It was. Can you tell the 2 videos, Caleones, so people can go watch them?
The first one is it should be a cautionary tale. There's been some things going around. Of course, talking about Momo and how it's been scaring a lot of kids, bringing a message of self-harm and things like that, which is really bad. I went ahead and uploaded the video because that was my inkling. She was playing Rec Room, and that appeared out of nowhere. Because she had the headphones on, you cannot hear her. But she was screaming about that one. But yes, I put it up there just so if anybody needs to get the footage, please go ahead and get the footage. Let it, some other people that is on the Rec Room game as well, so we can keep our kids safe. I know that as parents we should be monitoring and looking at the content that they watch and everything. But it's kind of hard because they have videos for kids, and then they put those in between. So it's kind of hard to filter them and find them, because even YouTube is having a hard time finding those. So just be aware of it, and just put that one on there. The other one is the Caligula effect overdose. I put the first hour of the game because the embargo says that I can only put the first hour of the game. So I have to wait until January 5th. March 5th.
Go to the comments. I think there's some questions for you too. So just when you get a chance.
I'm going to be going to the comments. There's a couple of those. So I had a weekend out with the wife without the kids. So it was me, and us taking a break before. Like I said, we go full on the Force In Unison gaming channel. So, but yes, I'm gonna post more videos about the Caligula effect overdose. First one is already there, so you can watch it and see how the game is. Game comes out on March 12th, but embargo breaks on March 5th, 2 days from now. So you can see more content that I will be posting as well.
Keeping the channel alive, Caleones, because I know that I'm really not feeling it, and this is the only show that I like to do. But peeps, we need more support for this show. That's the bigger one. Anyway, aside from that, Facebook page at Force In Unison Gaming, and finally, and Dantes says finally, go to forceinunison.wordpress.com and give some clicks and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, thank you again for joining us. Long live Nintendo. See you guys.